welcome to the very special Squared Circle 101 year-end edition. I'm John.
I'm Travis.
And before we get into the awards and the highlights of the year, we'll just go over what happened on Raw this past Monday.
Okay, well, we had the major promo from Kane explaining why he's been attacking Cena.
By the way, I hope that all the younger guys in the back were taking notes, because that was how to cut a promo.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, granted, if Drew McIntyre or somebody went out there and cut that exact promo, it wouldn't make sense, but that's how you cut a promo pertaining to your particular character. Kane's always been very good at cutting promos, and is very underrated in that aspect of his
Yeah, especially
wrestling.
considering I've seen many reviews of it saying that he shouldn't have even talked. And that
It kind of took away from the mysterious aspects of his return, but man, it was a good promo. So
Yeah, gotta look at it for what it was, which was a promo.
although what the direction they're going in is kind of weird, because it makes it seem like Kane and Roddy Piper are in cahoots as far as turning Cena heel.
Alright, what else?
We now know that on the first Raw of the new year, we're going to see Dolph Ziggler versus not Randy Orton, CM Punk for the WWE title.
This should be a good match, but does anybody really think Dolph is going to beat Punk? I don't think so.
Yeah, they've done crazier, so we shall see. I mean, who would have thought that CM Punk was going to get on there and bash everything about the business and mention Ring of Honor on WWE TV and all that, and give a shout out to Colt Cabana?
That's true. We also got the final...
Oh, by the way, hey PB, how you doing?
We also got the final It Begins promo.
Yeah.
So that superstar is going to debut next week.
Yeah, funny story about the whole thing. Jericho once again claimed that he's not the guy, and somebody said, whatever, see you next Monday. Well, that's that. On SmackDown, the main event's going to be a huge Falls Count Anywhere match between Wade Barrett and Randy Orton. Both tremendous workers. Should be a great match, so be sure to tune in for that.
However, some of these that fell out from that...
We're not going to spoil the result or anything like that.
Nothing like that. But Randy Orton suffered an injury.
What was the injury again? I don't remember what it was.
Being reported that it is a back injury. And I've read another report that went into further detail saying it might be something wrong with one of his discs in his back. So he could be out up to 6 months, missing WrestleMania.
It would suck.
But that is just one report.
Randy Orton is a good worker, and when we get into the year in review, we'll talk about some of the classics he's had with Christian and how Christian really brought out the best in Randy Orton and actually helped him elevate his game, really.
Yep.
But also, in doing recaps, Ring of Honor had their final pay-per-view of the year, Final Battle. Saw an awesome no disqualification match between Kevin Steen and Steve Corino of ECW fame, where if Steen won, he got reinstated, which Steen won. Davey Richards retained his world title in a hard-fought match with Eddie Edwards. Went over 40 minutes. I want to see it. I want to see their best in the world match too. Both of them are just phenomenal. And afterwards, Steen came out there and talked some trash to Richards, so it looks like that'll be the big feud going into 2012. We also have new World Tag Team Champions in the Ring of Honor land of the Briscoes. Defeated Haas and Benjamin this past Friday.
There was also a double turn in that match.
Really?
Yes.
Briscoes turned face.
Portuguese Tag Team turned heel.
Who would have thought? Also, Maria was in attendance. She got royally abused, which I find hilarious.
It just shows how much of a sausage fest Ring of Honor is.
Yeah. Oh, not to mention Chris Hero made his return to the Ring of Honor ring.
Always nice.
Answered Roderick Strong's open challenge. He didn't win, but it's nice to always see Chris Hero in the ring, you know?
Yep.
But if we could, on that note, we're at the end of the year, so let's just get into these year-end picks.
For our Squared Circle 101 awards. What do you think we should do first?
You know what, since you got the DVD sitting here, let's talk about DVD of the year.
Okay.
I unfortunately did not bring in my copy that I got for Christmas of the greatest superstars of the 21st century. includes a lot of great names: Jericho, Triple H,
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, yeah. JBL was on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't include RVD, strangely enough, but got Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, of course, Jeff Hardy, Batista, Cena, Undertaker. Got a little bit of stuff from Stone Cold and The Rock, but also there's a companion, not a companion DVD, but a couple discs in there contains matches from all these great superstars throughout the decade. So yeah, it's definitely a must-have for wrestling fans. Also includes the Lesnar-Kurt Angle Iron Man match from SmackDown 2003.
Yeah. Which was, of course, a very great match.
And of course the match where Triple H beat Kane to take the mask. It's kind of come full circle, really, that we bring this up, and now we're in an era where Kane's got it back. So.
Yep. Which, wouldn't that be odd if Triple H came out and said, "Didn't I beat you for your mask?"
Yeah, shouldn't Kane have had to beat Triple H to get the right to wear that again? Okay. But Travis, your pick for DVD of the year?
My pick for DVD of the year, Stone Cold Steve Austin. His bottom line, the most popular superstar of all time.
Yeah, most people don't remember the name. All they know is that it's a Stone Cold Steve Austin DVD. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Goes into a lot of detail about his neck surgery, all that. He was obviously misused in WCW and a little better in ECW, but it was
Paul E let him be himself in ECW for sure.
Yeah. But in the WWE, that's where Austin 316 at the King of the Ring in 1996,
after his match with Jake Roberts,
which leads to another segue, the promo of the year, going off that legendary promo.
I guess I'll go first on this one. It obviously has to be CM Punk's summer promo, the shoot promo. How can you...
Couldn't agree more with that.
It started a revolution.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're to the point now we didn't even have Cena on a pay-per-view. Didn't even show up once.
Yeah. Well, in storyline, he gave up his pay-per-view spot to Zack Ryder. So
he gave up his match, his world title match. He didn't give up anything else.
Yeah.
You say, I'm not going to be the pay-per-view.
True.
Well, we had a successful pay-per-view without Cena. It's the revolution that Punk keeps talking about.
And you know what? I brought up Austin 316 because, some people might say you're jumping the gun on this one, but I think that when we look back at the career of CM Punk years and years from now, we will hold the shoot promo on Raw this past June in regards to Austin 316 as far as what it did for those particular superstars.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying CM Punk's as great as Stone Cold at this point or anything, but
no, far from it. But
in the years, he has the potential to
be as big
or even bigger. You never know. But then again, wrestling has kind of lost popularity over the years,
But it doesn't. To be as big as Austin, you just have to connect with the fans that there is there. It doesn't necessarily... you could argue that because Austin made it so popular, you could say that nobody can beat him. But if you're just saying with connection to the fan base itself, Punk could beat him in that.
Another promo that I think we should look at is The Rock's return promo.
Oh, absolutely.
They let him go on for an extra 20 minutes on that one because, it's The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, parts of it just had you riled up with feelings of nostalgia. Parts of it just made you laugh, made you pumped. Obviously, the hint at the Cena feud, although the negative thing about that promo, this is the negative thing I'll say about it. We were going into the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view where Cena was involved in the Chamber match where the winner got to face the WWE Champion and Miz was defending it against King. And by calling those two out in his promo, he kind of spoiled that that would end up being the main event for WrestleMania.
Yeah, that is true.
Again,
I never thought about that. I never even paid attention to that. That's a really good point.
Then again, we kind of figured that anyway.
Well, yeah that was the big feud.
For what do we want to do now? How about the shocker of the year?
Okay. Definitely got to be Zack Ryder's Rise.
Actually, I had another one that might trump your Zack Ryder's Rise.
Okay.
I see your rise of the Rider, and I raise you a retirement of the Rated R.
Ooh, that is
That's right, Edge.
a good one.
Edge, unfortunately, after having medical tests, had to retire this year.
Yeah, not. His neck couldn't hold out any longer.
He left. Great match at WrestleMania, which, by the way, should not have been the first match on the card with Del Rio. And that's my nitpicky thing about WrestleMania this year. But anyway, great match. We saw Edge do actually a somersault over the top rope on Del Rio in that match,
Yeah,
which is
kind of a scary thought when you find
Yeah.
out afterwards. But I'll talk about my pick, the Rise of Ryder. You take a guy who wasn't even on TV, wasn't even hardly on Superstars, you know, and he starts this YouTube show on YouTube, and the fan base just grows and grows and grows, and then they want to see Ryder, and he eventually gets starting. WWE finally realizes this and starts pushing him, and now he's the U.S. champion.
And the U.S. title means something again.
Yeah, I mean
Hold on, I've got a phone call.
it's just, I mean, to take a guy like that and push him into the mid card, and it looks like he's going greater and greater and doing better things. I mean, how can you not love a story like that? With the Rise of Ryder, also kind of, you have to talk about Dolph Ziggler also, who had the U.S. title that Ryder wanted off of him, and how he is going to bigger and greater things, most likely, being now that he's going to be facing Punk for the WWE title next week. And because of that, that is why I picked Rise of Ryder.
With that, I think we should go ahead and, we're kind of pushing it on time here, so we can, let's just go ahead and pick our
Match of the year.
match of the year. Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead and go first.
Man, there are two that really stick out to me. Money in the Bank doesn't, because it's received enough praise as it is. I'm going to give some that haven't gotten as much as I feel they deserve. Taker versus Triple H, because two guys that were injured going into the match, their best days are behind them. They still pulled on a good, I would say, 4 3/4 of a star-worthy match.
Yeah.
The ending where Triple H was in the Devil's Gate trying to grab the sledgehammer and he just lets it go because he's starting to pass out from the pain and eventually has to tap was brilliant. The other match that I'm saying is the tie, Christian, Randy Orton, Over the Limit. It was just some good back and forth wrestling. We saw Christian use the spear in homage of his friend. It looked like he had him, but Orton kicked out. We saw Orton go for the punt, but was hesitant because, he's like, Christian's a good guy. Of course, and off that I will say, if we were doing a feel-good moment of the year award, I'd have to give it to Christian winning that world title at Extreme Rules. Because, the guy had been working there for so long.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too.
And it was really the WWE's going to hate me for saying this, but it was really the Benoit WrestleMania 20 of this day and age. It was the exact same feeling of watching that. But, Travis, your match of the year, please.
My match of the year would have to be, I don't want to say Money in the Bank either, because it's already known how great of a match it was.
Yeah.
But I would say just this very recent Triple Threat TLC match with Punk, The Miz, and Del Rio, because of how good it was. It really was. It was great storytelling. Or I could go back to and this is not really just because of how good of a wrestled match it was, but because it was just a good match in that The Rock and Cena versus Miz and R-Truth. Horrible build-up, horrible everything like that. But the match itself, to see The Rock come back after so many years away, and him
pull off those Ricky Steamboat arm drags, that beautiful fisherman suplex.
I mean, to look like he's never been gone.
He worked very hard to get in shape, and it gives me hope that WrestleMania will be solid. That match with Cena is going to be good.
So that either one of those, definitely.
So I think we'll just go ahead and skip ahead to our final award.
Okay.
The Wrestler of the Year. Now, I don't mean to hype it up or anything, but there are so many that you can throw in here. You got Christian, you got CM Punk, Davey Richards is definitely in there.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan's rise was great, although, I mean, I don't want to count Daniel Bryan because he lost a lot of his matches, you know.
Of course.
Although that was just a trick to kind of give you the red herring, make you think he's not cashing in.
Yeah.
But of those three, the one that made the most impact, obviously, CM Punk.
Absolutely. I don't know how you could pick anybody else. To go from upper mid card to the guy is astounding, you know?
And not to mention the fact that, I mean, I'm not meaning to bash on Cena here, but the fact that Cena, a guy that's regarded as one of those guys that can't really do much in the ring, was carried to a 5-star match by CM Punk. I mean, Shawn Michaels couldn't do it.
Many greats couldn't. I mean,
yeah, Edge couldn't do it. You know, so
yeah.
CM Punk.
I mean, promos, everything he cut just about this year was amazing. Every one of his matches was either great or amazing. I mean, I just don't know how you pick anybody else.
CM Punk was just on, night after night after night. Whether it's calling out Colt Cabana on Raw, or actually calling Triple H Paul Levesque, or
yeah, just all these things made him star of the year. So thank you all for watching our year-end awards, and hope you all continue to watch.
And this Monday on Raw, remember, the It Begins guy will be revealed. Will it be Jericho? Will it be Undertaker?
Will be somebody entirely different.
Will it be Batista? Will it be Mike Adamle? It could be Nick Gage escaping from jail. You never know. But
remember
sure
to
tune
like
into
us
that.
on Facebook, Squared Circle 101.
And catch us here on YouTube.
Please subscribe.
If you have a YouTube account, of course, subscribe. But if you don't, make one and subscribe.
We need our views count bolstered. We got the second most views of any video last week. Thank you all. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.